Welcome to the Conscious Living Podcast, conversations to educate, empower, and enlighten our world. An uplifting and inspiring series of conversations and talks with your host, Jackie Woodside. We are educating minds, empowering lives, and enlightening souls to create a world where love prevails. In this engaging podcast, we deliver exciting, positive, transformative talks and teachings designed to elevate your life. Now, let's join our host, Jackie Woodside, for this week's session.
Hi there, Jackie Woodside here, the founder of the Conscious Living Podcast, where we are here to educate, empower, and enlighten our world. Thank you so much for being with us here again this week and being a person who's committed to making a difference in the world, creating a world where love prevails. I'm so excited to bring a very unique and interesting perspective to conscious living today. It's one that I'm actually very curious to learn about, and that is about how we present ourselves on the outside impacts and interacts with our world on the inside. So as within, so without, as without, so within. And I'm bringing to the Conscious Living Podcast stage today, Patsy Sanders, who is an expert professional stylist and hairdresser who helps people to really think about and understand their use of colors on almost a soul level, if you will, and raising consciousness about how we choose how to present ourselves in the world. So Patsy, I'm sure I have a lot to learn from you, and I'm excited to have you here today. Do you mind saying a little bit more about your background so our listeners can get to know you better?
I would love to. Jackie, thank you so much for your commitment to educate, empower, and enlighten people. And I think I do that too. I love to inspire and enlighten people about the magic of color and how it impacted my own life and how I know it can impact others. So I'm excited to share some of the insights that I have. So I've been doing hair forever. I won't even tell you how long, but about 7 or 8 years ago, I met a woman in a program that I started. I moved to a new area. I weighed 250 pounds. I was miserable. I had a hard time getting a job, making friends. I mean, I'd done hair forever, but starting over was not easy.
Yeah.
In this program that somebody invited me to, it was a 12-step program for food. And I went from a size 22 to a 6'8" in 8 months. And I've been involved in that program for the last 15 years. So for me, I got to transform from the inside out, healing all the wounds or whatever I had dragging from my childhood. And I became this, grounded, resonant person within myself, feeling comfortable in my own skin and in my body. And it's quite interesting when you're overweight. People have an assumption about you that, oh, you're undisciplined or whatever. And actually, food addiction is the same as alcohol addiction. Like it sets up this uncontrollable, once you put flour and sugar in your body. I didn't understand that about myself. Coming from an alcoholic family, I saw a lot of addiction, but I didn't even know there was something like that. But anyway, in that program was a woman that is a speaker trainer, and I was doing her and her husband's hair. And she asked me if I would come and do the hair for a training weekend that she was doing. And her stylist that did the element reveal color typing system was going to be there. And so she said, this new system that there's out has to do with you from head to toe, inside and out. Your hairstyle, your makeup, what you wear, the body shape, the texture of fabrics, and how you wear them. And when you're in the right color palette, your eyes light up. It's kind of like seeing the window to your soul. And I said, sure, I'd love to come learn about that. Well, I was color typed in the 80s. I don't remember the seasonal thing.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was color typed as a winter. So I wore black and jewel tones forever. And so I showed up in my black outfit and my purple highlights and my dark hair. And so when we got done working with the stylist, she'd say, Patsy, cut their hair in this style and give them a bang and do whatever, because every one of the 4 elements, air, fire, water, and earth, have a shape. And their hairstyle actually goes with that shape. And I was fascinated. So I did what she asked. She goes, oh, this is great. And then my friend Susan said, hey, Patsy, Barbara color type you in the elements if you want. I said, oh, no, I look fine. I know how to dress. She said, yeah, but Patsy, you've been complaining a lot to me that business isn't going so well. She said, wonder if what you're wearing is not letting people connect with you. Wonder if it's pushing people away.
Wow.
Well, I was struggling building my new hair business in a salon, and I thought, okay. I thought, fine, I'll do it for you. I said, fine, I just don't want to be a fire. Well, a fire wears all the warm fall colors, and I was not a happy camper. So then she went on, she says, Patsy, let me tell you what's different about this. Before, when we got color typed, they matched our hair, skin, and eye colors and gave us a season, a beautiful palette, and we knew what season to go shopping in.
Okay.
Today, there's every season out there everywhere.
All the time,
and people are more authentic than they've ever been. They're leaving jobs that they hate to do what they love and what they're passionate about, and what their calling is, right? And she said, this is what's changing for people is we're dressing them from their natural gifts and natural character traits and their physical features, aligning the fabrics and textures that make them shine and light up. And she goes, Patsy, it's transforming. She said, but each one of those characters, each one of the elements has a character trait. So the character trait of an air is they're the visionary. Like they have all these ideas all over the place, right? That's their core. And then there's the water who wears all the soft summer colors, and they're the process. They love process and detail and order. Then there's the fire. They're the mover and shaker and get stuff done. Then the earth is the one that is, she's an editor. They come in, men or women, doesn't matter. They come in and they see a situation and they see what's missing or what needs to be corrected to make it complete. And she said, and the part that's very interesting is we have all four of those character traits in us, but when we find your element, then we know your core character trait. I said, fine. She said, Patsy, you're a fire. You get things done. You're a mover and shaker. And so when she said that to me, I knew that that was me.
Yeah.
I said, well, now what am I supposed to do? And she said, let's do this. Let's go shopping at a consignment store and buy you a few new tops in this color palette. I'll show it to you. Mine is all the fall colors now, which I didn't really want. And she said, and if people don't treat you differently, you don't have to do this. I said, fine, I agreed to that. Well, do you know, every time I wear one of the tops to the salon that I worked at, my clients started saying, wow, you look pretty today, Patsy. Wow, Patsy, you look really nice. I mean, often. And then a couple of weeks later, the salon owner came up. She goes, well, what are you doing different lately? You just look amazing. I said, I changed my tops. She said, well, whatever it is, I can see amazing change. And I thought, holy cow, how fun would this be to add that to my beauty business? And I could work with people from head to toe, inside and out. So every time I went someplace wearing one of my colors, I got complimented. I thought, this is fascinating. Even the guy at the grocery store said one day, hey, lady, you look nice. I'm thinking, how does he know? Like, I just couldn't wrap my head around it. So I thought, okay, I'm going to get trained by her and I'm going to do this. And so I got trained by her. She started getting very ill and I managed her business for 2 years. And then 6 years ago, she sold me the business. And what I find fascinating is I didn't even want to do this. I think God has a sense of humor because I feel like it was spiritually led, to say no least. And now I own the business and I am so passionate about sharing this because within 2 years, my business doubled. I had people coming up to me after I started wearing these colors I'm supposed to wear, and they wanted to work with me now. And I was in networking group with them for a long, long time. And now something changed. And I thought, wow. What if other people knew that what you're wearing can either build a bridge of, confidence and connection, or you could be pushing people away like I did. Like I wore black all the time. And since I wasn't a winter or an earth, I was actually hiding in plain sight. Like I had a floating head. People could connect with me energetically. And that's what was fascinating about this whole system. It's on the energetics and the harmonics.
So talk to me about the energetics of color and how that impacts, how it resonates with us and our soul and our life expression.
Okay. So when you're harmonically aligned in the colors that you feel that you should wear, your body responds positively to it. Like, have you ever put something on, you think, oh my God, I can't wait to get this off. It just felt terrible.
Yeah.
And you kind of know some of it. But what I found fascinating as I started working with clients is that they only wear about 20 or 25% of the clothes in their closet anyway. And so for them, a lot of people, it's a guessing game. Like, oh, I wonder if this looks good, or this is the latest fashion, I guess I'll wear that. They may look great in the latest fashion, but all people are seeing is what they're wearing. They're not seeing them so much as like, wow, you look amazing, right? And I find that when people start wearing their colors and they start, embracing them, my company is called Embracing Your Essence. When they started embracing it, it really aligned with who they were. It really matched up from a soul
saying
level.
that when people wear the colors and fabrics, that when you say align with who they are, what do you mean by that?
Well, I mean that each one of the elements have energetic words, right? Okay. And so let me
walk me through that. So each of the elements.
So I'm going to show you on the screen the 4 different. I created these half bands. I've actually taken this business to the next level. And I help people use these 4 half pans. So when they're doing their closet, once they've been color typed and they get their handmade beautiful fabric fan, we also use these half fans to go shopping. So we just hold them up and see if this bounces or blends. So on the first colors, like spring colors that are bright yellow and, melon colors and bright greens,
bright green.
The energetic words are bubbly, light, crisp, quick, buoyant, sparkling, sporadic, refreshing, spontaneous. Okay. So this person's character trait is like that outgoing person. Yeah. Kind of girl next door, right?
Yep.
So then we have earth, and earth is all the, the pure tones. And so their energetic words are still, pure, serene, striking, balanced, elegant, focused, and reflective. Nice. And what I find really interesting about that person is like when somebody is an earth, they tend to be, not always, sometimes they're tall and thin, and they have this presence about them. And when they walk in the room, everybody notices them. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been in a room when somebody's striking? Mm-hmm. When that's more of an earth. Then here's the watercolor palette, right? It's all the soft, muted colors. And it has
let me see. And which one is this again?
This is water.
So it's light green, navy blue.
Yeah, all the muted soft gray blues and rosy pinks and, softer, more mellow colors. And their energetic words are relaxed, flowing, soft, muted, blended, fluid, calming, romantic, right? Okay. And then here's fire. All the colors, the fall colors.
Like pumpkin color, fall Halloween colors. Yeah. Orange, yellow.
And a lot of rust and red and terracottas and olive greens, right? So my energetic words are fast, rich, angled, dynamic, direct, staccato, focus, burnished. Like we're this, get it done quick.
Get it done. Yeah. Bullet point rather than prose.
Yeah. Well, generally, when I work with somebody, we have a session. We get acquainted. I learn a little bit about you. Like, what are you naturally doing? What job are you doing? What are you doing in life? What do you love? What's your, a lot of things about what you, what some of your favorite colors, or you can show me something that you love and you can tell me why you love it. Those align with your natural character traits. And then when I start color draping you, I have a sense of who you are, but then I can watch when your eyes light up. And when I drape you in the wrong color, I see all the blemishes. I see red cheeks. If you've got, ruddy skin, or, if you have pimples someplace, like they show up. Like, it is fascinating. I have to tell you, it's the most fascinating thing I ever did. So now when I work with people, I help them discover who they are, give them the color palette, help them edit their closet. Right? We don't throw everything out. We just figure out what are the right things you have. And then we make a shopping list of this is what you're going to start looking for. This is what I'm going to help you get. And so then people can gradually, do their own transformation at their own pace. And I find it fascinating because most of the people I work with are, speakers and coaches and entrepreneurs and professional people. And a lot of my VIP clients share with me that they make about 20% more than they did before because they show up differently. They know exactly how to dress on stage. They know exactly what to wear when they're on Zoom, right? There's certain colors, certain energies of each of the colors. Like you have foundation colors, which are those, if you're a speaker, you want to wear a foundation color. If you're on podcasts like me, like I have this teal on, and this is the dynamic, and I want people to remember me, and it's more of an alive color, kind of an action color. And so I tell everybody listeners listen, buy teal, a solid teal top or shirt, and you will look great on Zoom. It's just a given. Positive responses. And then maybe you do heart work. Maybe you're a coach. Maybe you work with people that go through trauma, and you might want to wear more tranquil colors. They're softer, they're more muted, because the energy of tranquility is approachable and trusting and softness, right? People can feel that gentleness about you. And so when they're sharing those things, they feel that energy from you, because that's what you're bringing to the screen or to the event. So I have a lot of people that know exactly what to wear, but it doesn't matter what color you wear in your palette, it all works. But what is just so exciting to me is you can dress with intention. That's where the inside comes out. Like, oh, I'm going to be a speaker today. I'm going to be on stage. I want to wear a solid color in my power colors or my foundations, so people are looking at me, not my outfit. It's fascinating. And then, like, you're going to be on Zoom, man, you want to wear more of a dynamic. You want people like, well, yeah, wonder what she has to say. You know what really fascinates me about this is this. People today make an assessment about you in the first 3 to 5 seconds they see you, and 50% is on what you're wearing. That's according to Harvard Business School. Really? So what you wear matters, but what colors you wear make you stand out. And so I want to educate the world about, you know what, it's not that hard. It's not a, huge commitment financially. Yeah, you have to get started, and then you start gradually, trading out your clothes and getting the right colors. But you know what you're doing, and when you buy them, you think, oh, here I've got 2 foundation dresses. I'm a speaker on stage. You've got to have at least 2 or 3, right? And so I want to have people be more. What happens is you have confidence off the chart. Like, you know exactly how you show up when you walk out of your bedroom. Your hair style is right. You've got the right makeup on. You've got your, the right outfit on, the right shoes. And when you walk out of the bedroom, you don't have to think about you anymore. You get to spend your energy focusing on your podcast, focusing on your family, focusing wherever you're going. So now you're not so concerned about you because you are confident inside out, right? So I think that's the most powerful thing I've been able to help people when they feel beautiful. I have so many testimonials on my website about, Patsy, I really feel beautiful now. Wow. Like, that is the greatest joy I can give anybody.
I'm curious, what is it that people have to go through? Like, what resistance do people have at the beginning of the change process that you get met with?
Okay, so one is they don't think it has much value, the investment of working with me. They don't understand the value it's going to bring until after they work with me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I try to have them understand.
What kind of resistance do they have about maybe changing their hairstyle or changing their appearance? What comes up for people?
Well, I think fear of when they don't like it. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if we're going to change your hairstyle, I'm going to send you a whole bunch of pictures that you can take to your hairdresser. All these styles would work for you. You talk to your hairstylist about with your hair texture and what you do and what your lifestyle is. They can tell you exactly which one would be the best. So, you don't have to be afraid. And I try to bring that confidence to you so you can go, here's some options, right? And then, you get to choose. And everybody thinks the first resistance, I have to throw all my clothes away. Everything I have is black. Well, I didn't want to throw all my clothes either.
Right.
I started adding things on sale at Macy's or Nordstrom's, at the consignment stores, and I started playing with it. Yeah. And then gradually it was easy to get rid of the other clothes because I wouldn't wear them anyway now, because I understood people over here want to talk to me and are saying I look nice. People over here are ignoring me.
Wow. So do you not wear black anymore, Patsy?
You wouldn't catch me dead in black because energetically people can't connect with me. Wow. I wear chocolate brown instead of black. Right?
You wear chocolate brown instead of black because that's on your energy palette with the color scheme. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And the thing this is the part that is so I'm trying to change in life is this. The fashion industry said, oh, you only look thin when you wear black. Not true. Because any dark color in your palette does the same thing as black. And everybody should have a little black dress. You know what? Why do you want to look like everybody else?
Right,
Here you are wanting to make a statement in the world and share your gifts and your passion, and you're looking like everybody else. You're not going to stand out in the crowd.
Right.
Yeah. And that's an intentional dressing with intention, knowing from the inside out that you're going to have so much fun just being you, comfortable in your own skin. And fashion's a look. This is a saying I made up. Fashion's a look. It's not a size. It's not an age. It's not a name brand. And it's not a price tag. It's who you're being and what you're wearing. More approachable, more confident, more attractive, and feeling beautiful as your authentic, beautiful self.
Yeah, it's a form of self-love, Patsy, is what you're really helping people with, is a form of self-love.
Yeah. And how many compliments do you get a day? I mean, think about it. Every time I go someplace, I get a compliment. It's like, I don't even have to try anymore. That's what happened. Automatically, people can connect with you, but subconsciously, you don't know that they are seeing you unless they say something, right?
Wow.
Yeah. It's so fun. It's so fun letting people feel beautiful or handsome, even more confident, right? We're out there competing in the world, with all these other people. Why not stand out in the crowd? Why not show up in a different way? And I feel like I'm the best kept secret around, because when I started, doing colors and stuff, I became the stylist that worked with the speaking coach. I'm still her speaking coach stylist today.
Wow.
And it's 7 years. We've still worked together, right? Because she won't let people on her stage unless they're dressed in their residence. If they're not, congruent from inside out, head to toe, she educates them. We help them understand this is what's going to make you look better. You're going to be more confident. It's really fun. I love working with coaches and collaborating with other people, because together we can help your clients, be more confident themselves. I tell you, I've done a lot of retreats and stuff. I have these things called Girls Getaway. And when people show up, they don't know each other. They're all kind of a little bit taken back. But within a very short period of time of shopping with the other girlfriends together, we go to the rooms. Hey, this doesn't fit me. Why don't you try it? Everybody's in underwear doing stuff. It creates a bond and realize we're just all girls having fun. Right.
Oh, that is
There's a lot of that out there.
Yeah.
And women need that. We need that female bonding to just be ourselves.
Yeah. You've said a couple of times to look better. And the sense I get, Patsy, is people probably look fine, when you start working with them. They're professionals. They're showing up, with a professional edge and looking fine. But it almost feels to me like that resonance is what you bring to people, is bringing that alignment of their outer expression with their inner expression. And that creates a harmony, both inner and outer harmony, that just resonates outward and people respond to.
You're absolutely correct. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Like even eyeglasses. I talk about eyeglasses. We talk about perfumes, and I show you jewelry. Like it encompasses all of those pieces that help you think, oh, well, I've got 2 sets of jewelry that go with everything. I don't have to have 49 pieces of jewelry. And so you actually need less clothes, and you don't spend as much money or as much time.
Yeah, you don't have to think about it as much.
Thousands of dollars. Let me tell you, over the future lives, I will save you more money than you ever dreamed about. I thought it'd be fun to show you. I mean, a lot of people can't see this, but I wanted to show you with 4 scarves, the 4 different elements, and talk about it. And you can tell your audience what you see. Okay.
All right.
So here's black. This is what I used to wear all the time. Right. Yep. So now tell me, do I look like I kind of have the floating head here?
Yeah, a little bit. It dark, like, wow, you look really different with that on versus the teal. Like it kind of darkens your whole presence.
Right, and so that's an earth color.
So black. That's earth. Okay, now you've got pink.
Now I've got a dusty rose pink.
Dusty rose pink. Okay.
So if you see me up close, most people say I look sort of washed out.
Yeah. You don't, what it is for me? It's more, you look less powerful.
Oh,
I might be less inclined to listen to you in that.
Yes. Or talk to me.
Or connect or talk.
Even approach me. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, that's definitely not it. So you've got a bright, is it orange coral? Yeah.
This is coral.
Covering. Yeah.
So the dusty rose pink is a watercolor.
Okay.
And this coral is an air. So what you see is the scarf before you see me.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to say you disappear in that one.
Okay, that's exactly what I want you to see. And then we'll show you this color, which is an olive green.
Olive green, okay. Again, a sense of kind of disappearing, just not popping.
Well,
Although I see your eyes better. I see your eyes better with that olive green.
Yeah, because that is my color.
That is your color. Okay, yeah, your eyes.
You saw my face.
Yeah.
You saw my face.
Yes.
My eyes light up.
Yes, absolutely.
That's the power of color.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That is so great.
Yeah. There's a color. Let me show you this. You probably can't see it so well. It doesn't show up as well on screen, but this is eggplant, which is a dark, deep wine purple color.
Yeah, a burgundy.
A
burgundy. Yeah.
Yeah. But it has a little more purple in it.
Yeah.
But that is a power color. And those of us who cannot wear black are now wearing eggplant.
Burgundy, eggplant. Yeah. Okay.
So you still have that power when you get on stage.
I have a suit in that color, that burgundy color. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Always wear it on stage.
Nice. Now I noticed that palette that you just demonstrated, you don't have any red.
Well, every one of the elements have red. They just have different undertones of each color.
Okay, but like red, like, pop out red. So what's your thought about that?
Well, there's a lot of different tones of red. So there is a cool tone or a warm tone, right?
I'm talking like fire engine red, like cocktail dress red.
Okay, there's a blue red. That's that really beautiful sensual red. That's a little deeper kind of, that it would be earth. And that fire engine red, that's really bright. That's air.
Oh, is it? Now, why is that not fire?
Because fire wears a rusty red.
No, you lost me a little bit. How come? Talk me through that.
All right, let me show you here. I'll show you my color palette for the, I don't know if I have my other ones here. I don't have them right here. But you see my red is
reds. Okay, so it's
all of these are my red.
A coral, a light pink.
Well, it's more terracotta.
Terracotta, yeah.
Yeah, deep. There's burgundy. A deep rusty red that almost looks red, but there's a lot more brown in it.
Yep.
And then waters wear more of a Bordeaux. So they have that wine color Bordeaux.
Color. Yeah.
Yeah, it's everybody. When you see the undertones of the colors, and I explain that when I work with people, then you can understand, oh, no wonder. Because a lot of people want to be seen and heard, so they'll wear red. But all people are seeing is their red shirt.
The red shirt, right. And they can't hear you.
Or the red dress, right? I had a famous speaker trainer that I was working with, and he said him and his wife would watch the news, and they had this favorite gal that spoke. And every time they wore this red dress, they end up talking about how dumb she looks in that red dress. And they missed the news.
Right.
They were talking about her dumb dress. Because he didn't know why, but he knew it wasn't her color.
Interesting.
So here's some tips.
Yeah.
The one thing you don't want to wear on Zoom or on stage are black, because black, if it's not your color, even if it is an earth color, you look better with a little more brightness in your color, a little more power. And white actually makes you look bigger online because the lighting reflects it. You don't want to wear white. And the other thing is bold prints. People are so distracted by looking at your shirt, your dress, that they're not looking at you and what you have to say. So those are just some tips that I share with everybody. If you're going to be online or on stage, wear something solid. Something that you feel comfortable in, and have it to be a solid color.
So it's not distracting. Yeah, I've told speakers that as well when I've done speaker training. Wow, this is really awesome, Patsy. Anything that you want to leave, last couple of thoughts, and then I'll have you tell people where they can get in touch with you.
I think it's really important for you to look in the mirror when you look at yourself and just say, do I see me, or do I see what I'm wearing first?
Yeah.
Do my eyes light up, or am I I'm comfortable in this clothes, so I just wear them all the time? And I think what's really hard is a lot of people coming out of corporate and having to wear the navy or the black uniform all the time. Yeah. But that's not who they really are.
Right. Navy, black, or gray.
So it's changing that mindset about, oh, people aren't going to take me serious unless I look that way. Not true.
Yeah.
I have seen waters where this Bordeaux color and rock the room, right?
Yeah.
And the thing about water, we think it's sort of mamby-pamby, flowy. Water carved the Grand Canyon. You get
Right?
the water doing their in their groove,
Yeah.
and they are powerful,
It's
amazing,
powerful. Yeah.
beautiful people.
It's
So
so
each
great.
one of us have these amazing parts of who we are, but
That's so
everyone
great.
has a unique one.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. And, Patsy, I guess what I love about what you're saying is for people to be conscious of,
Yes.
as within, so without, conscious of how do you feel with what you put on each day, conscious with how you feel when you look in your closet. And, a lot of what I teach is about bringing alignment between your inner and your outer worlds with how you spend your money, how you represent yourself, how you show your values to the world. So I love this. You're taking it a step deeper into really into a specific, around colors and hairstyle and glasses and jewelry and fabrics of how we resonate with and align with the consciousness and energy that we are. So really a great, great contribution to our conversation at the Conscious Living Podcast. How can people get in touch with you, Patsy, if they're curious to work with you?
Well, I have a wonderful website called embracingyouressence.com. embracingyouressence.com. And on there, you can click the little link that says, let's connect.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And that way we can have a conversation, but I'll take you through this little process so we can actually see if you really want to have a conversation more. So there's some videos and stuff, but it really gives you an awareness of like, are you ready? Right. And I think hopefully if they hear this, they can stop and take a thing thinking, well, I want to go dating, but I'm not sure what to wear. Or they're going through a divorce and they just don't feel very confident at all. Or maybe they've just had a loss in their life and they're coming out of the grief of that and they're having to downsize their house and move places and they've got all these clothes to, like, we all want, or maybe you want to up-level your job. I'm telling you, people that learn how to really dress in their own power, it's so much easier for them to up level where they're going. So it affects everything about who you're being and what you're wearing. Then you're confident.
Then you're confident and you're exuding that self-love. So, so great, Patsy. Thank you so much for being with us on the Conscious Living Podcast today. I've learned a lot from you and look forward to continuing to collaborate. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Jack. This has been delightful.